Hello everyone, my name is Roy Jafari and I would like to welcome you to another video. In this video we're going to continue our discussion around ethical aspects of modeling. The model we are going to focus on in this video are ordinal measurements, and we're going to see different aspects of this model that we've been known or we've been introduced to as ordinal attributes. Alright, let's look at this slide. Alright, so ordinal attributes are kind of in between nominal attributes and numerical ones. They're not necessarily numbers that, they are actually numbers, you've got 1, 2, and, there is 1 unit between difference between 1 and 2 and so on and so forth. I mean, all those properties that with no numbers. Ordinal attributes are not those, and they're either not nominal attributes. When we have nominal attributes or nominal models, the only relationship that the possibilities have from one another is that this is not this is a different thing. But with ordinal attributes, we've got an order to the possibilities. For instance, education, bachelor is after high school degree, or master's is after bachelor degree, and bachelor degree is between high school degree and master's degree. But for instance, for nominal attributes, for instance, color, red is just different than green. Green is different than blue, and there is no ordinal relationship between them. The numerical attributes or numbers do have that ordinal relationship with them, but they actually have more, right? In ordinal attributes, there is no equal distance between these different possibilities. I mean, there is a difference between high school and bachelor, but the difference between high school and bachelor is different than the difference from bachelor to master's, right? So that's why the discussion around ordinal attributes becomes a little bit different than either of those two, but it's kind of similar to both as well. So one thing we have to pay attention when we discuss ordinal attributes is when we use these ordinal attributes for analytics. Actually computers, and for the most part the tool that we use to do our analytics does not have ordinal attributes. You either have to reduce your data back to nominal attributes, use strings or boolean in a computer programming, or you have to go up and assume some information that doesn't exist in your data and do some ranking transformation. For instance, in the case of high school, in the case of education, you could be doing binary coding, which is basically using boolean to code different aspects, different possibilities of education, ordinal attribute into 4 nominal or boolean attributes. Or you could go up and use numbers to keep the order in between the possibilities, but at the same time assume some equidistance relationship between these possibilities. So we don't want to talk about the last one, attribute construction. So one aspect that we want to discuss here, we want to emphasize here, is the fact that when you make these assumptions, you want to also include them in your ethical discussion. What does it mean if I add more assumptions, or what does it mean if I get rid of some of the information in my data, right? When you do binary coding, basically you're getting rid of some information in your data. So that needs to be a part of discussion. So, in this video, for the rest of this video, one thing I wanted to mention is that, as far as the rest of the ethical conversation that we can have about ordinal attributes, they are very similar to nominal attributes, right? You have mapping, reduction, pragmatism, and then you've got these different dimensions of ethical modeling. So I'm not going to go over these in this video. What I'm going to ask you to do as a practice, I want you to use these slides. This is the sort of like a beginning of this conversation about the ordinal attribute education. And we've got mapping, reduction, pragmatism to see to understand this model, and then jot down some notes on each of these 7 ethical dimensions of modeling. And once you're done with your notes, so stop the video, do your sort of homework, like spend like 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then come back and continue watching. I'm not going to discuss these, but I'm going to sort of, with some music, let the slides be shown in the rest of this video, so you can sort of check your thoughts and compare them with my thoughts.